Oh man, I hate Mondays.
Nah, man, it's Tuesday.
Wait. What day is it?
You know what day it is? Tuesday. Brewsday, Tuesday.
Oh, fuck yeah. Grab a cold one. It's Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar and Six Pack Store. Here's DreZ and Big Nate.
Bam! It is Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store in downtown Blacksburg. And I finally made a long overdue trip over there recently. I hadn't been since before my RV trip. So it's been a couple months, I would say, which meant a whole lot of beers that I haven't tried before, man. And in fact, believe it or not, I brought BB with me. I think BB walked away with more beer than I did because the amount of sours and gosas that are there is it's
Yeah,
crazy. It's crazy how stocked they are right now. So hence we're doing a bit of a gosa sour show. This first round,
I'm thankful.
both gosas, both similar. I would say they're probably part of whatever series perhaps they're doing or something. From Ardent out of Richmond, I have the pleasure of popping the blackberry lime gosa, which if you're watching on the Facebook Live, this one I was particularly drawn to because obviously it's a nod to the Black Sabbath Masters of Reality album cover with the black and the purple. I mean, same font and everything like that. So we're picking up what you're putting down there, Arden, and we're loving it. It's a sour ale brewed with blackberry, obviously, and lime. So you got the little hint of lime, little green action on the label. I know you're a sucker for a label. I'm guessing this one's going to be up there for you.
That would make the wall of fame, the door of fame. I've got the Ardent pineapple mango goza, pineapple mango passion fruit, and pineapple and mango and passion fruit. That's literally what they put on the top of the label. This one's kind of got a like SpongeBob SquarePants meets like old school Vegas fake tiki hut thing going on, but it's a sour ale with pineapple, mango, and passion fruit. They wanted to make sure it was on the label at least 3 times. 4.5% ABV, IBU's 5, which seems high, but I'm very, very excited about this show.
So, and I actually just realized a lot of the beers that we're going to be drinking on this show, I had to get two because, you know, I wanted to do a show of sours and stuff. And obviously BB's grabbed them. I hope she grabbed this one, the blackberry lime, because I know I grabbed it because of the, but I'm sure she did. It's a Gosa black. I mean, why wouldn't she want to try it? I just felt like I saw it and I think I might have just grabbed it for me instead of handing her one just because I was excited to see the label.
I think I've reached a point where gozas are probably my favorite sour. Kind of like that. You get the tequila, the lime, and a little bit of salt. The salt and the goza just makes it next level.
I think I've reached the point where Gosa is my favorite of that genre too, just because it's the one that's typically less pucker.
Yeah.
It's more salty. I mean, that's the whole style basically, which I like salt, man. I could put salt on anything. The saltier, whatever, the better. So, and frankly, God, I'm trying to remember what it might have been. But back when I first started enjoying craft beer, Gosas were a good go-to because that's one of those beers that doesn't taste much like beer. So if your palate hasn't been, you know, brought into the world of beer yet, it's one that's palatable, if you will, a Gosa. But I don't think they were as readily available as they are now, man. I mean,
No.
there's Gosas out the yin yang.
And it's interesting you mentioned that. There's this is a high I've been chasing for years and years and years. It was Right Mind Brewing, and they had it was.
Well, yeah, it's not going to be.
Yeah,
that won't.
I'm not going to be able to get it ever again. But they had a beer. It was Pickle Rick, and it was a pickle goza, and that is just the ultimate flavor you will ever have in your life.
Now you might not find the pickle.
They were ahead of the game because it was years ago.
Yeah, that was probably when was it Evan? I think it was.
Yeah.
I think Evan was over there. Yeah, he did some crazy good stuff. But now you might not find the Pickle Rick, not only because of him being gone and everything, but legalities. I'm sure they have that
Yeah.
copywritten. Although I would think that they're cool enough, they might let that slide. But either way, you'll be able to find a pickle sour. There's no doubt
Oh,
those are still around. Pickle gosas, I would think. I feel like I've definitely seen those.
I've had them, but it's not it. It was such a weird combination that like was just so perfectly refreshing. And I mean, granted, I had it. It was the middle of like July, so it was perfect for that time of year, and it was just such. Maybe it's one of those, the absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Mhm.
But man, I've been trying to replicate that ever since.
You know what I like with the gosas is some heat.
Yeah,
Like a pepper, a jalapeno, a habanero,
those
that
are
kind of deal. Or
fantastic
if they,
too.
yeah, that I can get down on for sure.
Golden Valley had and of course they're no longer at any of the local stores. I don't even know if they're still in existence, but they had a habanero goza, and like I remember the bottle with or the can was a picture of a dude like lounging in the pool and like their like animation style, but it was so like that little bit of heat mixed with the cucumber they had in there was phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things where I've grown away from the ghosts. Like I said, it was an introductory kind of thing for me. But now I'm wondering if I will come back around just because I try them so damn often now, because that's basically all that BB will drink in the world of beer. So just like I always make her try my beers, I always make her let me try her beers.
Now, does she prefer and I've probably asked her about this 1,000 times and never remember the answer. Does she prefer the fruitier ones like the straight sours, or does she kind of align with gozas?
I think she's equal opportunist as long as it's not an IPA.
Any sour beer.
Yeah, as long as it's along those realms. The things that she really, in fact, she actually asked Mikey about this. The unicorn that she's been chasing after for forever was D9's white chocolate pretzel sour, which you're making the face, but this is the best beer she's ever had.
Oh,
So anything, and then we had a white chocolate.
I'm on board with the pretzel, but the white chocolate seems a bit much.
Oh no, the white chocolate is that's the pinnacle for her. Because we were on our first RV trip, the big one, we were in Arkansas, I believe, and we found a beer store that had a white chocolate. I think it must have been a stout that had, it was a bigger bottle, wax top and everything.
Oh.
And I think to this day, she thinks that was like one of her favorite beers of all time. And it was a stout, believe it or not. She was like, it was the white chocolate. She loves white chocolate.
Where's D9 at? Where are they based out of?
I want to say it's Maryland.
Okay, that's interesting. We were back in January when we finally got to go see Death Cab for Cutie. We were staying in Asheville, and there was a random we're walking. We got in late on a Friday night. We're walking around town trying to look for like an Irish pub to go eat our dinner at, because that's what we did on our honeymoon. This was our anniversary getaway. But we're randomly wandering through Asheville, and there's this tiny little, probably no bigger than our studio, D9 outpost in Asheville. So it's something that keeps popping up in my head. I never really.
So this says Huntersville, North Carolina.
Okay.
So I guess they're out of North Carolina. I don't know if they have different...
Okay, so yeah, Huntersville would have been.
So there's a Lake Norman and did I say Huntersville? Oh, it says Huntersville, but then this says Hendersville. I don't know, but somewhere in North Carolina.
We had shown up after business hours, so it's not even like I got to go in.
Didn't
just
get
kind of
to go.
looked in the windows
Didn't get
like
to do
that kid hanging out in front of the pet store wanting the puppy.
Hmm.
Why don't you give me beer?
I've never been to D9, but I have had a few of their brewskis, and no doubt if we go there, she'll be poking the brewmaster, being like, "How come you don't make the pretzel white chocolate anymore?" I've tried to find it; it's been out of production for years.
Oh man.
Unfortunately.
It sucks when you fall in love with something and then it just stops getting made and you don't understand why. This was so good. Why'd you get rid of it? Looking at you, McDLT.
So how are you liking? So you got pineapple mango. That's a good combo. Usually.
Yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong. Pineapple, mango, passion fruit. That's kind of, if you want to like softball pitch, pineapple and mango and sour is kind of absolutely the way to go. It's palatable. It's easily accessible. Hands down home run, I think.
You know what's funny though is, I mean, I'll eat pineapple all day. I love pineapple, just the actual fruit. I don't really come across mango very often. Is that just a regional thing? Are they even in the grocery store around here? They might be. I just don't even know. Maybe I don't know what a mango looks like.
I feel like they've been in enough grocery stores that I've seen them, but I've never like thought to pick up and be like, hey, maybe
Let's
you know
get
what? I
some
like the way this
mangoes.
tastes. Let me just go ahead and have
Eat a
some.
mango, yeah. I mean, I do generally really like mango flavored stuff and whatnot, but
Pineapple is one of those, like I love the taste of it, but I do not like the texture.
really,
So, like, I don't eat actual pineapple.
I can get down on
Do
that,
not,
man.
but I love the way it tastes.
Mm.
Like you get those if you're going through like a pack of Dum Dum lollipops, the pineapple, if you find one of the pineapple flavor ones, oh man,
That's
absolutely delicious.
That's the primo. Yeah, Mr. Sweet Tooth over there. So the blackberry lime also interesting, well complemented combo, I must say. This beer from Ardent, we're gonna say I didn't even get to it. 4.5%. That's one of my qualms when it comes to the sours and goses, is they tend to be
low ABV.
pretty low in the ABV. I usually like a bigger beer than that. Every now and then you can find a big sour, and a big sour would be like 7% or something, you know.
That's a triple.
Yeah, you don't really find like imperial sours, but you can keep an eye out for it. 5 IBUs. They got that right on the can for you. I was looking for I don't know if there's a board on date or anything, but it tastes pretty fresh, tastes pretty good, and goes down easy. I know we're right on the cusp of summer, but to me, these types of beers are the ones that are just that you like for the hot weather, the nice, fruity, easy drinking. It's a gosa, so if you're out there sweating, you feel like you're getting your salt replenished, which is probably a good thing as well. The flavors are all there. You get the blackberry and the lime. You add in the fact that it's got the nod to Black Sabbath. I mean, that's hard to diss right there. I mean, that alone is worth some love. I'd say this one gets a 4.5. 4.5, exactly just what the ABV is.
Which with a sour for you may as well be a 5.
I mean, for a sour, for me to give that to a sour is pretty considerate.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this is delicious. It's not the best goza I've ever had, but it is absolutely up there. Pineapple, mango, passion fruit, can't really go wrong. That like you said, I mean that salt kind of it's got electrolytes.
Yeah,
it kind of makes you feel like you're being hydrated in spite of the fact that you're drinking alcohol. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 4.75.
All right, not too shabby from Ardent. Good little round to start us off into our goses and sours. This next round has a beer that Mikey said is probably the most ridiculous, sourest beer of all time.
Oh boy.
He said it was unbelievable what it would just immediate pucker face, like just crazy. Like you couldn't even pick up the flavors because it was just pure sour. So I'm going to throw that one your way.
All right.
See what you think.
I'll take that ride.
We'll take a break. Obviously, we got to, because I have the Black Sabbath beer, we'll play a nod and pick a track from Masters of Reality and throw that on. We'll come back. We'll drink more beer. It's Brewsday Tuesday right here on 105.3 The Bear. Stick around.